I'm 29. Was engaged to Claire for 4 months. We'd been together a year and a half before the ring came into the picture. She's 27. We crossed paths through work, different firms, same sector. Met properly at a marketing conference after-hours drink. Sparks at the bar, numbers swapped, dates started. In the beginning, I covered most dinners and outings, but made it clear early I'm nobody's walking wallet. She earns solid money herself, so after the first few weeks we settled into splitting things roughly 50-50ths. That system worked fine. 6 months in, I started noticing how much weight she put on optics. How the evening looked to outsiders mattered more than how it actually felt. She'd shoot 30 photos to pick one for the feed. Everything had to appear flawless. I couldn't care less about that world, but it was her thing, so I let it slide. Then the perfectionism started leaking into us. She'd get irritated if my shirt wasn't right for her friend's gathering. If I phrased an anecdote the wrong way around her colleagues. If my excitement level when she spoke didn't hit the exact note she expected. Constant tiny corrections. Constant coaching on how to perform better for her audience. First red flag. She asked me to change my shirt before heading to a birthday thing. Said what I had on was too relaxed for the vibe. I told her calmly, "This is what I'm wearing tonight. If it's not up to standard, leave me home." She dropped it instantly and never policed my clothes again. Second flag. At a networking event, she cut me off mid-sentence to fix a meaningless detail in a story I was telling. Made me look like I didn't know my own material. I finished the tale, waited till we were alone in the car, and told her plainly, "Do not ever correct me in front of people again. Disrespect me publicly, and we're finished." She apologized, claimed she was only trying to help. I said help quietly or not at all. She never interrupted me in company again. I drew the line fast and hard. I'm not your project, not your puppet. Set your own standards, not mine. She mostly backed off after that. The jabs didn't vanish, they just went underground. Sharper jokes. Side comments dressed as observations. I clocked every one, said little, just stored them. At the 1-year mark, things still felt good on the surface. Chemistry was strong, we laughed a lot, trips were fun. I decided to propose. Kept it simple. No flash mob, no jumbotron. We were on a hike we both loved, reached a stunning lookout at golden hour. I dropped to one knee, pulled out the ring, asked her to marry me. She burst into happy tears, said yes, hugged me for ages. Took a million photos at the viewpoint, posted them everywhere. Ring was solid, 2 months' salary, nothing crazy, but definitely not cheap. She seemed over the moon. Wedding talk started immediately. She wanted the full production, 150 guests, chic venue, the whole Pinterest board. I said cool, but cost gets split down the middle after whatever parents chip in. She agreed without pushback. First month of engagement was smooth, venue tours, tasting menus, photographer meetings. Decisions felt joint, mood was light. Month 2, tiny fissures appeared. She began dropping little remarks about the proposal. Wishing it had been more romantic. Wishing a photographer had been hidden in the bushes. Wishing I'd orchestrated something bigger. I told her I was sorry it didn't check every box, but it came from the heart. She laughed it off, told me to stop being so touchy, said she was only teasing. Month 3, the remarks multiplied. Whenever the topic came up with her friends, the way she retold it slowly morphed. Suddenly the hike sounded like some random sweaty walk. The viewpoint just a place we stopped to drink water. Me fumbling the ring like an afterthought. I became the guy who barely tried. I pulled her aside after one of those nights and asked why she kept minimizing it. She swore she wasn't, that I was imagining tone. I told her I wasn't imagining anything. She called me paranoid, said it was a cute, relatable story and everyone loved it. I let it go but started listening closer. Month 4, 2 weeks ago, was the night everything combusted. We were out with 4 other couples, nice downtown spot, splitting the check 8 ways. I covered Claire and myself as usual. Talk was easy, wine flowing. Someone asked about engagement stories, and the table went around sharing. Laughs, sweet moments, the usual. When it reached us, Claire took the stage. Her version that night went something like, "So we're hiking," which, don't get me wrong, he loves hiking, but it's hardly the most romantic setting, right? We get to this random lookout. I'm thinking we're just catching our breath, and out of nowhere he half crouches, pulls out a ring and goes, so, wanna get married?" I literally thought he was pranking me. I almost said no on the spot because it was so underwhelming. But then I saw he was serious and I felt bad, so I said yes anyway. Dead silence. Fork stopped moving. A couple nervous chuckles died quickly. She kept smiling, waiting for the big laugh. I set my fork down, looked straight at her, and said, "Underwhelming." "Got it." She waved it off. "Oh, come on, babe. You know it's just a funny take." I said, "Funny. Cool. Let me try again then." Stood up, pushed my chair back, dropped to one knee properly this time, right there between the tables. Her face lit up. She thought I was redeeming the lame proposal with some grand restaurant gesture. I looked her in the eye and said, "Claire, will you please take off that ring, hand it back, and end this engagement right now?" Her smile collapsed. "What? I'm proposing we break up. Here and now. Since publicly shaming your partner seems to be your love language, I figure this is the perfect stage." She let out a nervous laugh. "Hilarious. Sit down. You're making a scene. I'm dead serious. You just told 8 people you only said yes because you pitted me. That's not an engagement. That's charity. Ring. Now. You're insane. Ring, Claire. Or I walk and we do this through lawyers." The color drained from her face. She glanced around. Every single person frozen, watching. Her best friend Sarah quietly said, "Claire, maybe just give it back." Claire snapped at her. "You're seriously on his side?" "Sarah, I'm not on anyone's side. But what you just said was brutal." Another friend muttered, "Yeah, that didn't sound like a joke." Claire looked back at me. I still had my hand out. She ripped the ring off, slammed it into my palm. "Fine. Take your stupid ring. Happy now?" I stood, slipped it into my pocket. Ecstatic. "Thanks for showing me exactly who I almost married." I threw cash on the table for our share plus tip, told her not to contact me again, and walked out. Sat in my car for 5 minutes while the adrenaline crash hit, then drove home. Phone immediately blew up. Texts, calls, voice notes. Ignored everything. Blocked her on every platform that same night. Next day, I went full admin mode. Called every vendor that was in my name and canceled. Ate the deposits I had to eat. Whatever was in both names. I signed my cancellation and emailed her the forms for her half. Lost about $1,500 on the venue, $600 on catering, but got a few hundred back here and there. Worth every penny to be free. Emailed her a clean spreadsheet. Here's what I've killed. Here's what's still yours to handle. CC'd both sets of parents. Kept it ice cold and professional. Called my people, told them what went down. Universal reaction, shock at her, pride in me for walking. 2 days later, she showed up at my door with a handwritten letter. Standard playbook. Didn't mean it. Was only joking. I overreacted. We can fix this. Tossed it without replying. A week after the breakup, her friend Sarah texted from a new number. I called her back. She apologized for reaching out, then told me Claire had been trashing the proposal privately to the friend group for months. Wanted something more postable, more jaw-dropping. Sarah said she'd warned her repeatedly to either talk to me directly or drop it. Claire always insisted she was just venting. Then the dinner happened, and it all spilled out publicly. Sarah said after I left, Claire tried to spin me as the dramatic one, but nobody bought it. Sarah hasn't spoken to her since. 10 days post-breakup, word got back that Claire was telling mutuals I'm unhinged, controlling, ended things over nothing. I sent the voice memo I'd quietly recorded at the table, her entire pathetic proposal, pity yes speech plus the breakup, to the one friend who asked for context. Told him he could share if anyone was getting her fairy tale version. Word spread. Her narrative crumbled. She went radio silent on socials. 2 weeks out, yesterday, I took the ring back to the jeweler, explained the situation. Policy is no returns on engagement rings, but the manager made an exception given the timeline and circumstances. Gave me 80% cash back, $4, $800 in my account today. Lost $1,200, gained my dignity. Excellent trade. Went out with my boys last night, toasted to standards and self-respect. Felt lighter than I have in months. People keep asking if I have regrets, if I should have handled it privately, if I moved too fast. Answer is no across the board, because it wasn't one comment. It was 3 straight months of erosion. Little digs testing how much I'd swallow. That dinner was just the moment she finally swung hard enough for everyone to hear the crack. If I'd let it slide that night, what would rehearsal dinner have looked like? Wedding speeches? Telling our future kids one day that mom only said yes because she felt sorry for dad? Some say public breakups are trashy. Maybe. But she weaponized the audience first. She turned our story into a comedy roast for clout. I simply refused to be the punchline. And private talks? We'd already had those. Every small jab I addressed privately she dismissed as a joke or me being sensitive. Public made it impossible to gaslight. 8 witnesses, 1 recording. She couldn't rewrite reality anymore. As for the ring, yes, some say let her keep it. Legally, it's a conditional gift. No wedding, no gift. More importantly, she spent months implying the ring and the proposal, and me, wasn't impressive enough. Fine. She doesn't get to keep a symbol she openly mocked. Her final text before the block. Good luck finding someone who'll put up with your thin skin. You're too much drama. I deserve better. She's 100% right. She does deserve someone who'll laugh while she belittles them in front of friends. Someone content to be the before picture in her success story. That guy isn't me. I deserve someone who tells our proposal story like it's her favorite memory, not her funniest cautionary tale. Someone who thinks the night I asked her to marry me was perfect because it was us, not because it went viral. I'll find that person, or I'll stay single and keep my peace. Either option is a win. 2 weeks later, ring refunded, deposits eaten, friends in my corner, family proud, conscience clear, self-respect higher than it's been in years. Claire's out there spinning whatever tale lets her sleep. I've got receipts, witnesses, and most crucially, my standards intact. She called my proposal pathetic. I proposed freedom instead. Took the ring, took my life back, and I've never felt stronger. Looking back, the red flags were flapping from pretty early on. The way she'd retell any story to make herself the patient saint and me the project. I'd smile through it, make excuses. Work stress, wedding nerves, her sense of humor. You rationalize until the mask slips completely. Lesson carved in stone now. When someone shows you they don't respect you, believe them on the first offense. Don't wait for the microphone drop. Just walk. End of story.